back to another video. So I've actually been gone for the last 3 days as well after posting 2 days in a row. YouTube really doesn't like my videos. I got like 2 views on the last one. That was rough. But we're back again on it. This is a video that's basically different content from what I usually record, but it is me, and I'm basically going to be teaching you guys how to set up a Tiny 11 ISO. So if you guys don't know what Tiny 11, Tiny 11 is sort of brought down version of Windows 11. You know how Windows 11 download Windows 11, load 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 Windows 11. So basically right here I've got mini tools, explanation for what you can click the link. I'll leave it in the description for all of you guys to basically right now is showing you guys how to set it up. The first thing we're going to do is you're going to want to search up something called Tiny 11 ISO. So basically it's just search up Tiny 11 ISO download, or search up just Tiny 11 ISO on itself, and it will pop up. The first link, or in your case it could be something else, but the link you want to download will be an Internet Archive link, but you're going to want to go to NTDev version of it. So NTDev is basically the original creator of this. This is another version of it, also released by NTDev, but I like to follow this link instead. Now another thing about Tiny 11 is that for the reason that it's been uploaded on Internet Archive, it's going to download slowly. So I do want you guys to use a free download manager. It's a free use program. You can just download it, and it helps speed up a lot of the downloads. As you can see, I've done a bunch of downloads with it. Ignore that totally isn't pirated. Another thing that we're going to do is okay, let's get to the actual thing. I'm going to teach you guys how to download it and set it up. Another thing to note, this video is going to be 2 parts. The first one is this one, where I'm basically going to be setting up the ISO, and the second one is going to be when I'm actually installing it on a computer. So now we have Tiny 11, and so Windows 11 stripped down based off of Windows 11 Pro 22H2. So it only takes about 8 gigs of space. It's also mentioned on the actual website, and you can upgrade it from Windows 10 or just install it on any device you want. So here we have it. The download options, I'm going to click on show all for a second. You're going to see all of these. So the first ones are just the screenshots. We don't really need those. These are the metas and all of that. These ISOs are what we need. So if your computer is 64-bit, it's a relatively new computer, and the only reason you're doing Tiny 11 is because you want to basically set it up, and you want to get Tiny 11 Windows 11 without all of the bloatware. Then go with the latest Tiny 11 23H2 x64. Beta 1 and Beta 2, we don't really need those. These Beta 2 and Beta 1, we don't need those. And A64 R1, this is the first one to be released. I wouldn't really pick this for any computer. So now the reason that most people download Tiny 11 instead of Windows 11 is because they're doing it on an unsupported machine that's not supported by Windows 11 itself. So I have my sister's laptop, which I'm going to install it on, and we have Tiny 11 B2 bracket no sysrec. Now you want the no system requirements version if your actual PC doesn't meet the system requirements for Windows 11. So you're basically going to click on it, and it's going to download. If you're using free download manager like I told you guys, then all you're going to want to do is right click on it, click copy link address, go to the free download manager, type this plus, and it's going to automatically copy it, and you can just press download and it'll download it. Now I've already downloaded the ISO. So next thing you want to do is you want to go to the website known as Rufus. You search up Rufus and it's going to pop up. I'm going to also, by the way, I'm going to be linking these died. What I was trying to say was I'm going to link all of these in the description down below. So I've also recorded a bunch and I didn't realize my capture card died. So here's what I basically said. You want to scroll down to the downloads and you're going to want to click on 4.5. It's the latest version. But if you're using a legacy OS like Windows 7, Windows XP, then you're going to click on other versions and you're going to select 3.22. It is the latest version that is available for Windows 7 or other versions. So whatever you're going to do is now, once you're done with that, you're going to just download it. You don't need FTM for this one because it doesn't limit the download speed. So next thing you're going to want to pop up is, once you've downloaded it, Rufus. Boom. So Rufus, you're basically going to have to select your device first. So it's going to select it for you. All you need to do is just plug in your USB. Once it's plugged in, it's just automatically going to appear on here. You're going to want to select your boot, and since I already have it downloaded here, I'm just going to select it, and boom, it's right there. Now here's the thing. So if you're not sure if your system has a UEFI BIOS or just a simple old BIOS, then I want you to select MBR because it works with both BIOS and UEFI CSM. But if you're sure that your computer does indeed have a UEFI and not a BIOS, you're basically just going to select GPT, and it's going to be much more efficient for UEFI systems. Now here's a quick way that you can find it out, but I don't really recommend it. I just recommend just clicking on MBR and it's going to work on both anyways. But if you really do want to select C and go with the more efficient option, you're going to want to do this. I won't do it right now, I'm just showing you guys. You're going to want to click on whatever, shut down the computer, or just press restart. And while it's starting up, while it's turned back screen, while the Windows logo hasn't popped up, then smash either escape, either F2, either F10 if you're on HP, or F12 if it's a generic BIOS. Once you've done F2, F12, F10, or escape, if you don't know which the BIOS key is, just smack all of them at once, keep pressing them. And once it's done, if you go to a old school looking screen, like if I show you, here's what I was trying to say. If you pull it up and this is what your BIOS screen looks like, then it's more than usually a BIOS and you want to select the MBR option. But if you pull it up and your thing looks a little more like this, it looks a lot more modern. It shows your thing, or if it shows like this, or if it looks like this, then it is way more than likely just a UEFI. If it also, one big giveaway is that if it shows the time, then it is more than obviously a UEFI. If it shows a time like this, that is, if it shows a time in single digits like this picture here, then it is of course going to be a BIOS. So if you see that it's a UEFI that looks a little more like this one here, if it looks a little more like this, then it is more than obviously a UEFI, and you want to select the GPT option, which is better for the UEFIs. Now if you're on MBR, then just select MBR, and you want to select volume label. This is basically the name of the USB. You're going to want to select NTFS file system, and you're going to want to okay guys, so here I am. What I'm going to do is leave the cluster size to default, and we're going to select quick format, select create extended label, and do not select check device for bad blocks. You can if you want, but it's just going to take more time to set up the actual installer. So you're going to press start, and once the start is done, you're basically going to be left with this. The Tiny 11 Kingston is what I've named it. Whatever you've named it will come up. Another sip of that gamer juice. Oh yeah. Next thing. So, another thing I'd like you guys to know, what can pop up in a lot of circumstances is Rufus can say that the volume is smaller than the image drive or something about the lines of that. It can be different for you, but it's basically going to say that what you're trying to do is smaller than what you're trying to install. In that case, you're just going to need a bigger USB, a larger sized USB. For Tiny 11, because we downloaded no sysrec, we basically just need the 4 gigs of USB storage. But if you downloaded one of the final releases, you're going to need at least 8 gigs or 6 gigabyte, but 6 gigabyte USBs don't exist, so you need 8 gigs of USB storage because the ISO itself is 4.2 gigabytes. Okay, so once that's done, you're going to have these folders here. This is your final form of the actual USB. Now this is all you're going to need to just start the actual installation. Now all you need to do is just right click on your USB, click eject. You don't need to eject, I just like ejecting it before I take it out. And once you've took it out, that's it. You need to store your USB down. Now you need to go to the computer that you need to install it on and basically do whatever I'm going to show you in part 2 of this video. Part 2 of this video will come out tomorrow or day after tomorrow when I install this. But until then, guys, see you guys later. Like and subscribe so I can regain my YouTube presence, because that really fell off. I got like 3 views on the last video. So like and subscribe, make sure YouTube notices me, and I'll see you guys in the next part of this video. Bye bye.